Students, today we will be learning regarding the rooted trees under the concepts of introduction to graph theory. So the rooted tree is nothing but it is a directed tree T. So now for example, it is a directed tree T is called a rooted tree if T contains a unique vertex that is nothing but called a root whose in degree is equal to 0, and the in degree of all other vertices of T are equal to 1, then it is called a rooted tree. So here these two are the figures they have given. So when you compare these two figures, this is not a rooted tree because the in degree of the root is 1, whereas in a rooted tree the in degree of the root should be always 0. So a T contains a unique vertex called the root. Now this is the root, it contains a unique vertex called the root whose in degree, we don't have any in degree over here, whose in degree is equal to 0, and the in degree of all other vertices, if you see all other vertices of T are equal to 1. So this is an example for the rooted tree. Whereas over here we don't have we can't consider this as a root, even because it has in degree 1. Even here, everywhere if you try, it is again, it's not a rooted tree. So this is an example for the rooted tree, and this is an example for not a rooted tree. And excluding the direction, this can be rewritten as in this way. Where these are the roots, where v1, v2, v3, v5 all are the vertices, and this is the first level vertices, and this is the second level vertices, and this is again the third level vertices, and this is the third level vertices, and this is the fourth level vertices. So over here you should know the concept of what is root, and then you should know what is the concept of internal vertices, and then you should know what is a leaf. So here the root is this one, and all these v1, v2, v3 as well as v4, v7, v1, that is nothing but v1, v2, v3, v4 and v7, all these are nothing but the internal vertices, whereas these v5, v6, v8, v9, these are nothing but the leaves. Okay, and all other vertices are internal vertices, including root is also internal vertex. Okay, remember these all are the leaves, rest all are the internal vertices. So in that, initially one we are taking it as a root. So you can see v5, v6, v8, v9 are leaves, and all other vertices are internal vertices, and this is in the first level, and this is in the second level, these are in the third level, and this is in the fourth level. So this is regarding the definition of the rooted trees. Next we have regarding how we are going to build the M-array tree. So this M can have any number of values. If it has a value called 2, then it is always a binary, and there is a concept of complete binary tree as well as a binary tree. And in case if it is more than 2, then you can have like 3, 4, 5 array tree, 4 array tree, 6 array tree. So this is regarding the concept of M-array tree. A rooted tree T is called an M-array tree if every internal vertex of T is of out degree less than or equal to M. So it is called an M-array tree in case if every internal vertex, that is, for example, let us take this itself, every internal vertex is of out degree equal to, that is equal to M, less than or equal to M of T, and it has at most M children. Okay, this is regarding M array. Now what does it mean is, now for example, if this is the tree, okay, so what is it telling is, it is called an M-array tree if every internal vertex, now this is an internal vertex, for example, okay, this is an internal vertex, this is also internal, this is also internal, and even this is internal. Okay, every internal vertex of T is of out degree less than or equal to M. Now for example, if I tell my tree is 2, okay, less than or equal to 2, it should be less than or equal to 2. That means if here you can do 2, here also you can do, out degree is 2, here out degree is 1, here out degree is 1, here also out degree, here out degree is 2, here out degree is 1. So it is less than or equal to 2. That is, if every internal vertex of T has at most M children, max he can have M children, So this is regarding the concept of M-array tree. So this M can have any specified values. So this is the basic definition of the M-array tree. Now in this again, if you want to have a complete M array tree, then every vertex, every internal vertex, right? You should have a complete M array tree, means every internal vertex should have exactly that M children, So M array tree, if every internal is of out degree M, that is every internal has exactly M children. Now for example, if M was 2, okay, if M was 2, then you should have exactly 2 out degrees. So this is an example of complete M array tree. So this is a basic definition of M array tree. And what do you mean by complete M array tree? So for this they have shown the example of binary tree, that is for M we are putting the value of 2, that is being shown. A M array tree for which M is equal to 2 is called a binary tree. Okay, M is equal to 2 is called a binary tree. Now what does it mean? What does this mean actually? In other words, a rooted tree T is called a binary tree if every vertex of T is of out degree less than or equal to 2. So as I told, just M array is there, right? As I did this binary tree. So for this M array tree, if I put the value of 2, it's called internal vertex of T, out degree of less than or equal to 2, then it is called a binary tree, just binary tree. Okay, so I'll just show you example over here itself. So this is M array tree, binary tree. It has max you can have only 2 children, minimum you can have again 1 2, again 1 1. So this is an example of binary tree. Okay, a tree for which M is less than or equal to 2 is called a binary tree, less than or equal. In other words, a rooted tree is called a binary tree if every vertex of T is of out degree less than or equal to 2, that is every vertex has at most 2 children. Okay, next concept is regarding the complete M array tree, for which, what do you mean by complete M array tree is for which M is equal to 2. M is equal to 2. Here it is less than or equal to 2, for which M is equal to 2, then it is called a complete binary tree. Now over here you can see they have 2 out degrees, 2 out degrees, 2 out degrees, and 2 out degrees, 2 out degrees, and 2 out degrees. So this is an example of complete binary tree. Next we have regarding the concept of balanced tree. Now what is a balanced tree is whatever the leaf nodes you have. For example, if you take the leaf nodes, whatever the leaf nodes here we have, that should be now maximum height of this particular tree is, now maximum height of this particular, if you consider the maximum height of this particular tree is 1 2 3 4. Okay, H maximum height is H is equal to 4. You will tell that it is a balanced tree in case either it should have the height H or max it should have the height H minus 1. So here if you see, here you have for the leaf nodes, okay, for the leaf node either it should have the height H or H minus 1. So if you see for these two leaf node, V8 and V9 we have height as 4, whereas V5 and V6 we have height as 3. For this height is 3, for this height is 4. So this is a balanced tree. So this is an example for the balanced tree. Same thing is given in the definition. If T is a rooted tree and H is the largest number of achieved by a leaf of T, then T is said to have height H. A rooted tree of height H is said to be balanced if the level of number of every leaf is H or H minus 1. So max it should have the height H or H minus 1. So if you see over here, go back to this particular figure, your max height is 1 2 3 4, but whereas the leaf here 1 2 3 again, here 1 2. So max it can have 4 or 3, but here you have the height as 2. So this tree is not a balanced tree, whereas the first example what I've shown, the leaf has height 3, max height is 4, and these two leaves also have 4. So you can have H or H minus 1. Leaf nodes can have the height H or H minus 1, then it is a balanced tree. So these branches satisfy that condition, so it is a balanced tree. Whereas over here you have max height is 4, but your leaf nodes height is depends, again it is 2 3 4, 2 3 4. 2 is not satisfactory, so this is not a balanced tree. So this is regarding the concept of balanced tree. Now what do you mean by fully binary tree? It is nothing but where you have all the leaf nodes have the height H, all the leaf nodes have the height H. So if you see here, the height is 3 and all the leaf nodes are having the height H itself, all the leaf nodes are having the height H itself. So let T be a complete binary tree of height H, then T is called a fully binary tree if all the leaves in a T are at level H. So this is regarding the definitions of rooted tree M-array tree, binary tree, complete binary tree, balanced tree, and fully binary tree. So let us solve the example problem based on this. So example 1 is regarding, let T be a complete M-array tree of order n with p leaves and q internal vertices. So remember, p leaves and q internal vertices means within the internal again you will have the root, and these are the leaves, and it is M-array tree. We don't know what, like whether it is a 1 array, 2 array, 3 array, or whatever. So it is an M-array tree. For that you are supposed to prove that a n is equal to this and b as well as the c. So let us solve this problem in the new page. So whatever is supposed to be proved, I'll write it in the right corner over here. So you're supposed to prove that a is equal to n equal to mq plus 1, that is equal to mp minus 1 divided by m minus 1, and b you're supposed to prove p is equal to m minus 1 into q plus 1. So that is actually equal to m minus 1 into n plus 1 divided by m, and c is equal to q is equal to n minus 1 divided by m, that is equal to p minus 1 divided by m minus 1. So this is what we are supposed to prove. So we'll start with the proving these statements. So first what we are supposed to do is, for a complete M-array tree, we know that it is a rooted tree. So just write over here, we recall that complete M-array tree is a rooted tree in which every internal vertex is of out degree m. So over here when you try to solve out degree m means, because we know that it is an M-array tree, so you should have out degree m. So in rooted tree, vertex is a leaf or a vertex. You know that vertex is a leaf or internal vertex. So if you want to find the total, you know that in the internal vertex we also get the root. So in rooted tree, vertex is either a leaf or internal vertex. So what we can do is, if you want to find the total number of leaves, if you want to find the total number of vertices, then the total number of vertices in T is equal to sum of leaves in T and sum of internal vertices. Sum of leaves in the tree plus sum of internal vertices in tree. Okay, so if you just remember the concept, in a rooted tree you have the vertex either as a leaf or the internal vertex. So if you want to find the total number of vertices in a tree, then you can have the sum of leaves as well as the sum of internal vertices in a tree. Then total number of vertices he has given in the question itself. Let T be a complete of order n. Order n means it is nothing but the vertices. So n is nothing but sum of leaves in T as well as sum of internal. So he told consider P as leaves and Q as internal vertices. So we take it as P plus Q. So this equation would be taken as 1. Let us take it as 1. And after that, let us find the sum of out degrees of vertices. Next, let us find the sum of okay, let us find the sum of out degrees of vertices of T. that actually gives nothing but sum of out degrees of vertices of T. That means when you take P for leaf node, out degree is 0. If you just remember, for the leaf node the out degree is 0. For these leaf nodes out degree is 0, whereas for the internal out degree is nothing but whatever the M max it can be having the M. Okay, so out degree for the internal is nothing but Q into whatever the size of this particular, since he has given a complete M array tree. Okay, it is a complete M array tree. Complete M array tree means exactly it can have M leaves, so Qm. So this out degree would be Qm. So let us take this equation as 2. Okay, so that is regarding the sum of the sum of the out degrees. Similarly, if you want to find the sum of the in degrees, similarly the sum of the in degrees, the sum of the in degrees of vertex T, of vertices of T would be nothing but, so if you want to find the in degrees of the vertices, now for example if I would say the if I would calculate the sum of the in degrees, so you know that for root, now this is the node, this is the tree, if you just imagine. Okay, this is the tree, since it is M array, a complete M array, so this is the tree. So for this is for the two I've taken two branches. Okay, for the 2, I mean my M value I've taken as 2. So if you check over here, for in degree for the root is 0. If you check for this, there is no in degree for the root, whereas for the internal vertex there is a edge. So since in rooted tree the in degree of root is 0, okay, the in degree of root is 0, so remaining of that, how many vertices are there? Remaining of those, how many vertices are there, including the leaf node? So if this is of n vertices, excluding that one vertex, that is root n minus 1, that exactly has, everything has in degree 1. If you just check, it has in degree 1, and for the rooted, that is for rooted node, it is 0. So we can write 1 for the root, that is 1 into 0, rest remaining vertices n minus 1, including leaves and internal vertices, as 1. So that is nothing but n minus 1. So this equation you can consider as 3. Okay, by our first theorem of digraph theory, by first theorem of digraph theory, we know that sum of in degrees is equal to sum of out degrees. So that is nothing but Qm is equal to n minus 1. Okay, by first theorem of digraph theory, we know that Qm is equal to n minus 1. Now what we want, we check here what we supposed to prove. I just want to prove n is equal to Qm plus 1. So I'll take n this side, and I mean Qm plus 1 this side. Okay, so that is, I'll just write this way. So this can be rewritten as Qm plus 1 is equal to n. So that is what is being required for us. So this is being proved over here. So this is being proved. Okay, so that, let that equation be 4th. Next, from this we can also prove that, or I can just write over here, or if I want to find Q value, then it would be nothing but QML, right? This, from this itself, n minus 1 I'll do, and if I want to just find Q value, then it is n minus 1 divided by m. So this is one more equation I got. So that, let it be, this equation, let it be as 5. Using expression 4, now this expression 4 in 1 in this, okay, using expression 4, I can write using, just try to, from this you try to prove whatever is required using these equations itself. Using expression 4 in 1, then I would get using expression 4, that is Qm plus 1 is equal to n, right? So I'm putting over here Qm plus 1 is equal to P plus Q. So this would give me P is equal to m minus 1 into Q plus 1. So this equation would be 6th equation. Okay, this equation would be 6th equation. So this I got it. After that, you check over here, so that is nothing but m minus 1 somewhere over here. This equation we got it, we completed with this, we completed with this, and we completed with this. There is m cube plus 1, and yeah, we completed with 3. Still how many? P minus 1, p minus 1 divided by m minus 1 we have to find, and mp minus 1, mp minus 1, and that, and m minus 1 into n, that's we are supposed to find. So this is again, this result again I can find with the value of q. If you want to just find the value of q, then it would be nothing but just find the value of q from this itself. I'll write here, continuation is over here. Okay, this else q is equal to, from this itself, q is equal to p minus 1, I took this p minus 1 divided by m minus 1. So this is my 7th equation. So p minus 1 divided, so this entire thing is completed, this is completed, this is now pending is only these two. So this I got it, q is equal to p minus 1 divided by m minus 1. Putting this in fourth, that means we're here putting this q value in the fourth, we get it as, I'll just take it other ink. Okay. Putting this 7 in 4, we get n is equal to, putting 7, where is 7th equation here? Okay, in 4 means this, n is equal to, for q you put the value of that, p minus 1 divided by m minus 1 into m plus 1. So that would give me the result as, I'm taking LCM, right? So it would give me the result as m into p minus 1 plus m minus 1 divided by m minus 1. Okay, so if you multiply this, it would be mp minus m, this would be mp minus m plus m, mp minus m plus m minus 1 divided by m minus 1. So this and this would cancel, and it would result into mp minus 1 divided by m minus 1. So this is my, that is n equal to, so this is my 8th equation what I've got, and that is what is this one I'm getting. Now left out is only with this. So lastly what I do is putting expression 7 in expression 1, whatever that expression 7 we got, right? So I'll do it in a new page. Expression 7 is, lastly putting expression 7 in expression 1, expression 7 in expression 1, then it would be n equal to p plus, expression 7 is nothing but, if you just recall, it is nothing but q is equal to p minus 1 divided by m minus 1. If you remember, the equation 1 is nothing but n equal to, that is total number of vertices, p plus q. So it would be nothing but n is equal to p. For q I have replaced with this, okay, p minus 1 divided by m minus 1. So that would give me nothing but, if I take LCM over here, it would be m minus 1 into p plus p minus 1 divided by m minus 1. So this would result in n is equal to mp minus p plus p minus 1, sorry, plus p minus 1, this would get cancelled, divided by m minus 1. So it would be mp minus 1 divided by m minus 1 and n, okay, and m minus 1. So what I will do is, I want to find the value of p. If you just remember, it is nothing but p equal to this, we have to find this last section, I want to find m minus 1 into n. So what I'll do is, I'll take this side, so it would be n into m minus 1 equal to mp minus 1. So if I want to put it over here, so it would be, if I just want to take p this side, so it would be nothing but, I'll write over here, n into m minus 1 plus 1 okay, n into m minus 1 plus 1 divided by m would result mean p, so this is the 8th equation. So if you just check, it is nothing but n into m minus 1 plus 1 divided by m would give me the value of p. So this proves the required result of example 1, and these values are very important. Whatever these formulas are very important. These are the formulas what we proved. Using these formulas itself, rest of the problems have been solved. So you need to remember these formulas where m is given with certain values. In case if they mention regarding the complete binary tree, where that is, in case if they mention a complete binary tree, that is m is equal to 2, then all these formulas will be replaced. Now for example, a would get replaced with n is equal to 2q plus 1, n is equal to 2q plus 1, or else if I just try to draw here itself, n is equal to, if it is a complete binary tree, then n is equal to 2q plus 1, that is equal to 2p minus 1, that is equal to 2p minus 1 divided by 2 minus 1 would be 1 itself. So this formula will get reduced over here, and this p is equal to 2 minus 1 into q, that is, this would be nothing but q plus 1, and this would be half into n plus 1, that is equal to half into n plus 1. Okay, so this is one problem. Same way, when you replace with a complete, again here it would be n minus 1 divided by 2, q is equal to n minus 1 divided by 2, and here it would be p minus 1. So this is the formula when you have in case of complete binary tree for which m is equal to 2. So let us solve the next problem. Example 2. Find the number of vertices and the number of leaves in a complete binary tree. Complete binary tree means m is equal to 2. So you need to remember the formulas what we have seen in the example 1. So example 1 is the base for all these remaining examples. So you should remember the formulas. Find the number of vertices. They were told to find the number of vertices. So if you remember the concept of vertices, it is nothing but n we are supposed to find, and the number of leaves. So if you remember the leaves, we have taken it as p. Okay, p you have to find, and the number of internal leaves in complete binary tree having internal vertices. They are told internal vertices we are considered as q. So they have given q is equal to 10, and we know m is equal to 2. So to find n and p, what formulas we can use? So if you remember the concept, n and p you have to find. So if you know n, there is a formula called 2q plus 1. Okay, 2q plus 1. So by using that formula, I can find, I can just write here, let n be the number of vertices, okay, and q be the internal vertices, then let n be the q be the internal vertices, then n is equal to 2q plus 1, you know the value of q, so it is 2 into 10 plus 1, so we got n is equal to 21. So we got the value of n. Next, to find the p, you can use any formula. So you can use p is equal to q plus 1 formula. This formula is also there, just need to remember the formula. So if you just go back over here, you can see I use this 2q plus 1 for finding the vertices, and p is equal to q plus 1. So you want to find the leaves, right? So it is nothing but q plus 1. What is q value? It is 10, so it is 11. So this is the answer. You can use, answer is this. Similarly, example 3, find the number of internal vertices in a complete 5 array tree. Now m value is 5, so you should use the formulas basically what we proved in the example 1. So it's told m value is given as 5 and p, leaves, is given 817. So you should find the internal vertices. So for using internal vertices for A, I can use the formula as, I want to find q, right? I can use the formula as p minus 1 divided by m minus 1. So this formula is already there. P minus 1 is 817 minus 1 divided by 5 minus 1. So it is nothing but 816 divided by 4. So that would give me 204. So thus the tree has 204 internal vertices. Option B, find the number of leaves in a complete 6 array. Your m is 6 and order means vertices is 733. Order means vertices. So vertices means actually what? vertices, total vertices. Order is total vertices. So vertices we are taking it as Q. Sorry, vertices we are taking it as n because total order, right? So it is n. So is given m is equal to 6 and n is equal to 7, 3. You should find the number of leaves. So what formula is involved with what formula is being involved with m and n? M and n. Okay, what formula is being involved with m and n? So you can check the formulas over there. We can use p is equal to, he has told to find the number of leaves, right? You can use the formula p is equal to m minus 1 into n plus 1 divided by m. So this would yield the result as m is nothing but, sorry, m is 6. So this would yield the result as 6 minus 1 into 733 plus 1 divided by 6. So this would give me the result as 611. Okay, so same thing, you have to just remember these first problem formulas. Based on that the second problem is solved, and based on that the third problem is solved. Second problem was basically on complete binary tree, and third problem is based on the m array. That means any number of, for that m we have put more than 2 values. So this is regarding the example 3. Example 4 is nothing but, we have a computer laboratory of a school which has 10 computers that has to be connected to a wall socket that has 2 outlets. So for example, if you have a wall socket which has 2 outlets, okay, and there are 10 computers. For school has 10 computers that has to be connected to a wall socket that has 2 outlets. Connections are made by using extension cords that have 2 outlets each. Okay, connections are made again by connecting extension cords that again has 2 outlets each. Find the least number of extension cords needed to get these computers to set up for use. Now, by reading this particular question, whatever these computers are there, they need to be connected again by using the extension cords to a wall socket. So from this we came to know that wall socket is the root. And connections are made by using extension cords that have 2 outlets each. Extension cords are taken as internal vertices, and what are supposed to be connected? That is nothing but the computer. 10 computers, whatever is there, that has been taken as leaves. So if I want to represent in terms of diagrammatically representation, if I want to represent in terms of diagrammatic representation, then it would be nothing but, this is a wall socket. He has told a wall socket that has 2 outlets each. Okay, this is a wall socket, and then again using extension cords it is being connected. All these 10 computers should be connected. Now whatever these 10 computers you're there of a school has 10 that have to be connected to a wall socket, these should be these are the computers. We'll see how the structure appears. Okay, so again it would be something like this. There are 10 computers, right? 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, again here from here I would have 1, again from this 1 2 3 4, and from this again I have So if I take this as a root that is a wall socket, if I take this as a root, I'm just showing in the diagrammatical representation, root that has 2 outlets. Yes, it has 2 outlets. Connections are made by using extension cord that have 2 outlets each. Again, that connections are made by extension cords means that has 2 outlets each. Again, this has 2 outlets. So this, whatever this, if I take extension cord, again this extension cord has 2 outlets, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Okay, again if I take extension cord, then it has again 1 2 1 2 and 1 2. So this is extension cord, this extension cord, this extension cord. Now what are these what are the left out is leaves. So 1 2 3 4 5 leaves are taken it as 5 leaves, that is 1 2 3 4 5 leaves are taken it as over here as computers, and again here 1 2 3 4 5, these 5 leaves are also taken as computers. So totally 10 computers are connected. Totally 10 computers are connected. So I'll repeat the question again. The computer laboratory of a school has 10 computers that are to be connected to a wall socket. So I took this as a wall socket which has 2 outlets. So you can see these 2 outlets, and they are made use, and these computers, to make connections, right, they are made use of extension cords that have 2 outlets each. So again, something which has outlets, again one, if you have taken it as 2 outlets each as a root, again which has a outlets, that means it should be a internal vertices. So extension cord means it is a internal vertex, this is a root, whichever has that, and whichever doesn't have anything, see it has 10 computers, that's it. It did not mention that that is B, so that is taken as leaves, and these 10 computers should be connected to this wall socket as well as the extension cords by using the extension cords. How we are going to connect? By this pictorial representation itself you will get the answer, but this is how just showed the representation. So root has 2 sockets, and these 10 computers are connected using extension cords which has 2 outlets each, they have mentioned. So I took this, for this again I connected this, so I got 1 2 3 4 5. Every extension cord had 5 outlets, again every extension had 5 outlets, and those 5 outlets are nothing but those 10 computers. Question is, find the least number of cords needs to be get these computers to set up for use. By seeing this diagram itself, cords they have asked. So cords means 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, so answer is 8. But by using the formula we are supposed to solve. So again, if you use this particular, if you use the formula and if you solve, what are the what we can use? So over there you just write here, the socket can be treated, just write the definitions over here. Here the wall socket, here the wall socket may be regarded as the root of a complete binary tree. Why it is a complete binary tree? Because it has a 2 branch of a complete binary tree, and we can take extension cords, okay, and we can take computers as leaves, as its leaves, and the internal vertices other than the root, because we have taken wall socket, right, other than the root, internal vertices other than the root is considered as extension cord, Okay, so remember, in the internal vertex concept we have the root as well as the internal vertices, but in this we already took root as wall socket. So internal vertex other than the wall socket, internal vertex other than the root or wall socket is considered as the extension cord. Now what he has told, find the least number of cords needed to get this computer set up free. So we know that P is equal to 10. So we need to find the least number of cords. So we can use, since it is a complete binary tree, we can use Q is equal to P minus 1. So we'll get 10 minus 1, that is equal to 9 as our internal vertices. We'll get it as internal vertices is equal to 9. Since root is included in the internal vertices, I need to separate because I want to find the extension cord, not the wall socket. So Q minus 1 is nothing but 9 minus 1 would give me the number of extension cord. So that is equal to 8. So this is regarding the example 4. Similar problem we have in the example 5. So directly your thing is, it is M array tree, 4 outlets. Similar problem, but we have 25 microcomputers. So by using directly here, a classroom contains 25 microcomputers that must be connected to a wall socket that has 4. So you know that wall socket is the root, and it has 4 outlets. Connections are made by using extension cord. So again, extension cord is internal vertices. Again, it has 4 outlets. Find the least number of cords that means same question, to get this computer set up. So you know that these 25 computers are nothing but the leaves. They are the leaves, that is equal to P, and this internal vertex is nothing but Q, and this is R. Okay, so the same question, but thing is we have 4 outlets each, 4 outlets. So how can we solve? So let us write over here. Same thing here. Wall socket is considered as, wall socket may be considered as the root of a complete M-array tree with the computers as its leaves and the internal vertices, as its leaves and internal vertices other than root we are treating computer as its leaves and internal vertex other than root as extension cord, hence we know that M is equal to 4 because it is a M-array tree. M is equal to 4 and we know leaf is given by 25, P is equal to 25. Therefore number of internal vertices is nothing but Q is equal to P minus 1 divided by M minus 1. So that would be 24, that is 25 minus 1 divided by 24 divided by 3, 8. This is the count of internal vertices, but we should exclude the root. So it would be Q is equal to 7. That is consequently the number of extension cord needed is Q minus 1, that is equal to 7. Why this Q minus 1? Because we just want to find the extension cords, but we are not going to include the wall sockets. But in Q we have the root as well as the internal vertices. That is nothing but in the Q we have the wall socket as well as the extension cord. I don't need the calculation of the wall socket. I just need the find the least number of cords he has told. Least number of cords. That means I just need the extension cords. So it is nothing but excluding from Q 1 value, that is root. So 8 minus 1 would process me the 7 value. So these two examples are slightly different. This is for the complete binary tree with 2 outlets. This is for the M-array tree with 4 outlets. Both the problems are similar, but how you could take the root and how you consider the extension cord and how you consider the computer as leaves, that is very important. So this I just showed in the diagrammatical representation and explained the problem. Similar to this itself, example 5, but the only difference is we have the 4 outlets. So these are the 5 examples under the rooted trees. Thank you.